Ju baby ana oman mu nsem no senye oman hodo na sebi ebema ye nya abotre se de abotre dwa aboa tatia na ye ho na nsu a ne mani bi ho a na ehun hia on se oba oye ashawo ni ba ontu owari nefu.
Okay.
What you say? Na se ye dwen oman ho ni ahwe ne nkan ko ne nimpuntu a MPP ni ye the last person also obi tufo. MPP ni say ye say obi MPP ni na ono ekotu do mahama abanfo and I say government of Ghana who say BB kwache no wokoka ono the last person was say obie na no e de ne sia aduasa nwotwe eka bi. It's just sometimes so nauseating to the point say akwai to say womaye Nicodemus say say yawo omo foforo ntino nia Ghana for credit fee no omo pese omo force ma ye refi. Okay. MPP ni to Ghana for any Ghana mine sebi ya banfo MPP ni. No, I mean about sometimes I said nipa oh you see this whole thing about the omo ye ni nyina no.
Yeah.
Ade ba kope 8 years under that rule of Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia no. It was nothing democratic.
Yeah.
They only created what we call a syndicate of criminals. And it was a syndicate. Chief Justice Kahon, a lawyer for Kahon, a judge for Kahon. Now Akufo-Addo sitting in that office no as president no. Decided say me make sure say me ye friend say o man no in such a way say sempo me nya mampani a metimi control man no from ifie na John Muhammad ye san say no ohoro nanim kosoro ntino oba ye no wahwe na oye hwehan because the na Akufo-Addo ye no na the plan is say e was say o hand it over to Bawumia. So the be ya say Bawumia mpo a president or your president or no Akufo-Addo na controlling no. And unfortunately no John Mahama enya to me ebedi mampani and sinto a war system ni mu no eno no de board ru a Yakopon ye na dom Ghana fo su gina so e ka say car no asai na wo su be overhauling dia and e be ma to me amwa ba be overhauling no overhauling ne brofo ba ko any reset. And I say okay to reset no it means to say and your mother than in your day atwam say no ye ba be ye abode foforo ben election year John Mahama win ye Ghana ni bia say it is the second independence of this country. Because and the Akufo-Addo no na slave masters ne kura pa no ya brofo no na omo ntete yen te se de na Akufo-Addo a ono ka brofo ana broni abusa de pardon Akufo-Addo slange president broni
o aye de wabizande
pardon
kansa de hwenim ti
otimi kasana se broni na ono no
de brofo ba
broni bra probusa say pardon because what brofo ne ho ama sebi antelope crowd otimi ka anchela you know, baby and Yakodru no. Now Akufo-Addo was even misbehaving more than the colonial masters. Anna, Yajiafa Hudi. Yajiafa Hudi. Kana phone na sabi. Petition no crime no say answer. It's because of some of Yemubi we were too lazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you I have a petition very ready to present to the president about the dismissal of the Chief Justice. And I have never even used the word Chief Justice because there is nothing justice about that institution. There is nothing. What is the meaning of justice? Peri yo anyhow. In the missing a year, you say, me, yawo me birth certificate, no. Yawo me organ honey, birth certificate, no. Birth certificate, no. So me free India, and I me bag Ghana ha, and I me nyimu ye, and I me wo ya. I was here trust me free India, and I me buy any yawo
me waha.
It's your friend, Rashid Kapon. Me boy.
Edi apeno no.
Edi apeno. Na Rashid Kapon, yatro nationality Indian. Ye we are ni abetro ni maami din ni papa din. Wo si enu ntimi nkyere se me ye Ghana ni ana me nya Ghana ni.
Yeah.
Wey wonu what me akotro se ni maami ni papa twa school fees. Torkono ni papa no ye adwuma wo ye friend say Kofo Dua secondary technical. Oko wi ade ne pam no. Wey papa wey ne ba wey krono a obo ya ma ye twia papa yi so ka ma ye pam ni kotena fia ene wawu aja Abraham wawu. Ye friend Abraham Kofi Saki. Ne mano nyina mini momo omu nyina Ruby nom ne Ben nom ne mini momo. I know them. Oh, we are see when Obianti Island mu. And your connections with the MPP, everyone knows. Who doesn't know Torkono is MPP ni? Who doesn't know?
Oh, who them so MPP?
Why MPP ni? Who cares when MPP ni kuampo no beyaka?
Hey, now some of them nim so MPP.
Why MPP ni papa?
Nim so Chief Justice. Ne ye na be man ko fa ka se bi o ye
from the ye no o ye say o ye jealous of say o ye party member o ye party member and who play the role as a women organizer and to that syndicate now we create here to loot this state, you know. She was part of that syndicate. Judiciary wa obi anim just say amanfo anu ntimi ntira hye o ma gye o mo say o criticize Chief Justice wabo man na ade wo ye da bi sabi akwe wo say de o yogas no pantina mitini enye and you know omo wo a certain very primitive mentality. Once you be bo NDC so and ye bibia na was making sure say na ye de destroy NDC sa adwemu fi tantan no enu nti na ye de nipa miensa eti akwa sisi judiciary wa Supreme Court wo no we kona nipa miensa tisisi wo no me sanka me ba be man pani dako me de grade abekwa kodua yam amele no look, Sadia see in a democracy, Anna.
David.
See in a military junta.
Yeah.
Who are good for the work Nippon watching? In a democracy, at your bear penny. You didn't find the need to put their heads at the Supreme Court. It's something that I'm calling on the NDC. Omuntu to say Nipa mi insanity no. Say Nipa mi insanity no mudi kwasi assembly sa judiciary ni mu no. Sadi pam yensa no wo ye ya odim at some point wo pese okra kosua law wa wo de wa adwen ekosua mra na da ate wo de aba obra na wo de aboa nkofo ama omo so abra abo aye beta no na yebusa o say na wo nana bi ye lawyer na wo fa bi ye lawyer na wo papa bi ye lawyer na uko interview na yebusa sa kwasi asem we nyina eduru maybe masofo yakufu me chena bo so sa as a Chief Justice say adan ya wonte ase say a lawyer for the door so organ adodo adan mu pacho law ne yeboma law ne yeboma e no mo de ti honum na omama e honum akoye to say MPP dia uko Ghana Bar Association such stupid association, very useless association. Look at the presidents of the Ghana Bar Association and look at their political inclination. When you MPP near, you don't matter.
Okay.
It be Biana Koya centralized in a certain, you say, yeah, MPP for, care would your pastor, the MPP lawyer. MPP lawyer be our bone, onimumra, onim judge. Onimumra, onim judge. Because Obekwa Kone judge at Nasia catcher and some MPP ni, it's near dear Sam Naman. And this lawyer, you have to be an extra sharp, brilliant student to pass. When you my MPP for, I did DNDC for our law school, I will Ghana. Mammy way, one and in charge of your friend is a Ghana law report. Now, I'm to be the year, I could follow the dear law report to me, he's an editor or editing newspaper. Not what the front page about. I need the open at to anymore. I don't know how does that make a Kufado a brilliant lawyer without a certificate. Near budget so obey your lawyer, Ogana Hay. A day na a Ogana ha, bet me say was so a human rights lawyer. No, again, a chaser he was a human rights activist. Person would destroy a democracy, no? Under the cloak of a certain your friend is saying, and me Chief Justice, and I mean, I'm here with Obana Yam Pamono.
All right.
What's that? Because here, Adia Ghana phone time focus on. Who did say me? What do you call quarter frame? I mean, who did you me men conquer general moving country. Me say, me a crown for Abraham, and say the background where we escape. A 2 pound my judgment to be a warrior, Sibia, young family conquer what me come for. Memma. Me no money.
Okay.
The trust in the judiciary, and only the pivot around which democracy revolves.
Okay.
So me wo susuyepa say that be say be my adwuma bi na bia esinto bi aba ho obi de makokota say wo say me ko not judge aka asem no
French
na judge ono se me birth certificate etimi nkyere say me yaga nani we wo yenipa ami mi nko gyina nani man nka me nka me say bre nkyere me. Do you know the sanctity of that institution? They play the God in the lives of the Ghanaian.
Okay.
It is so 18 years from my Lord. But Sani Pano, if he becomes your Satan, why do you have to refer to him or her as your Lord? And okay. The media, me who say, wait, or my penny, you say, and come by an also constitution, no. Ebi a chapter ha ana article we ana clause to say chese o man pani woni say to me ni say otimi yes ade we ana waye Listowel will come and say man pani aden na person we are lawless say Kufuado. Knowing what they have done, knowing how they have just impoverished the state by robbing from the coffers of the state what it belonged to the state, you know. And Kufuado started say, oh, she said judge for, or Pakian people for judge for, you have to go Supreme Court, you have to go High Court, you have to go Appeals Court, you have to go, your friend is saying, Circuit Court.
Circuit Court.
It is an NDC ni, NDC abaiwe, upa mo fa se mo court is here. Ye man 3 months. Omba broskota say not to baby cry. And you know, the reset agenda no, me dey me feel say the pivot now. Here to reset judiciary.
Okay.
And sana me parliament in say 7 your man. Yes, parliament or Sinto baby. Executive ho Sinto ho. Ono kwa dey afei no wa sha Sinto nya mai. But Sinto dey e batani pa ho. But we no enye to say bia why mistake o. Wo mo bo mo tiri mu poso mbedi bone. Ombe ya dream. Ombe nioma ensem fata. Sani pa no mo ye ekuo no mo that criminal syndicate, you know, you must make sure say by any means necessary.
Okay.
We a trainer the akaya homa. Say Matisse judicial secretary knows is it true? What resign? Resign. Now reset agenda no. Yentimi hwe kwan a ebetimi afa so a ye be reset ya magana fo anya institution ni mu gidie se na obi the Listowel Kojo obetimi appear before court no we say
obenya justice
atemu papa enye say obi the me court with the threats and remember MPP need to make sure say onya ya court because or the coordinates threaten will know him say who call to wa ye be bua sem na gu so because onim judge no
okay
announce a remi yaw sa ni judiciary way a okoye no upa akohwe a judge for no a lawyer for no mu di asem a no mu twa bayire ni konkontene la pay one hwan no kohwe chambers ani free Akufo-Addo chambers Etino, ya kaso bi a lawyer ni a onye superior to any human being.
Yeah.
Enu ti na me mbu Ghana ba so mi mu omo papa, mi mu omo sebi se bi kura. Because on sa na say President Mahama bai o makotia no. O de ma ho busu mi nsia. Enu ma na Akufo-Addo ya ne west. O mesa ase aka ho asem. And so Akufo-Addo ye mampani, did you hear Ghana Bar Association speak to anything?
No.
Me ami nua yaw a champion. Wa mo wada. When enim SK Buafuba, when enim so MPP ni. Na ya tena ho na NDC force so muntimi ntiba association ni bi. Association ya force. Onu nti na me say constitution review ya ye beye no. Sa Ghana Bar Association ya ma no sam notoriety bi wo constitution no. Omo delete omo fa eraser.
MPP film.
And Tremen taking Tungo baby cry. A very useless institution. More democracy, no. They are very selfish and self-centered. And MPP for NA Omuku, and NDC for Ku, and Ghana Ku, Ghana Bar Association is a NPP for the tier. At the Christian Council, a NPP for the tier. And more NDC for no. If you want to have a friend and democracy play in a very nice manner, you have to bring about rivalry. Montimukuo, the true Ghana Bar Association. No, be able to say, where you are for Kona and Kwasiafoni. Separate yourselves from the chaff. Let the grains stand out. Okay. And the chaff also stand in the baby. You only know the baby. Moving forward, no. Yeah. Chief Justice Adiano, me say, and yet, Constitution, Ama a year. Ekadom Mahama, just by a stroke of a pen, or try to cement papers with their left hand. Okay. One more man, when you say card there and could just Tom and Wim. I found no market to me the Asema bedroom neck, and they are a money judgment. Ah, now LGBT and we here and collect to Mutu, yet you collect books about yet near the other two and him. It took more than about 1.5 years. Now I said the whole. All because on person Akufo-Addo crab sign. Yeah. Last minute Akufo-Addo no or bow out no. Afena, my ya judgment no. Omwa. Okay. And or you more partisan than a Juma I was say oye. Okay. On self attack. And the earlier they sack her, the better.
Me da say ni yankwamra na because ye tisimu no stopping no no stopping it's innocent we can over rap and I call we no so direct.
Yeah, I think
then our press conference no who said you pia three for back for the top of sa ko ba ko gina nana b eto na JFK to na we so te ho afeyo market to na nkrofo be se 4 se 5 bi si edin ba ko tuntum bi na me so signal afeyo market say I won say TV3 microphone si piato wa no musu piato twene
we
video na ba stress say asem kura bi
we winnim nyansa media jedra is one of the biggest platforms that we here party in opposition. You need media. And Obi Mark, you are sending a message out there. Somebody is giving you coverage. Also, what I'm known through. And I say, you see, these people can never be taken serious. Yeah, the focus should be that. Let's say the focus should be straightforward. Okay. Ghana for our concerns about the judiciary. It's not about the Chief Justice. Yeah. It's not about the individual judges. It is about the sanctity of the system. Yeah. Because the whole essence of voting for John Mahama now stems from the fact that institutions have been compromised, and that there is the need for us to enhance them. Akufo-Addo government was a corrupt government. It gave birth to a lot of bad institutions in the other way. Time has come. as a clean see in a corrupt government, what do you expect? Bad fruit and they give you birth to. So time has come for us to, young clean see these institutions. The young people will play their games and we know them, that is what they are good at. Clutching at straws. I think the president must remain resolute. Yeah, you see, baby, I do know. First, and as judiciary, young come once that nonsense, this stage, it doesn't happen. Now, no, let me tell you, we've been a soft be say, and then ranting or mamba social media, crown or more pema. Now, be far no cover by before. Let me say, generation you can't threaten people with this, Mama Watano crown, I'm for you, Mama Watana Casa, Mama Watana Casa, I'm for you now, when you get Mama Watana. Yeah, so you see. Generation I woman no ye ni pass and I may judge and I may say no, it is about your deed you obey. Yes, and I'm Ghana for only trust and confidence in these institutions. Yeah, and to me I'm built here because these are the foundational institutions of our democracy. Your coercion, your integration, everything are contingent on these institutions. So at any point in time, if they begin to veer off, we need to bring them in line. So President Mahama Efeli, now when Timian sanitizes these 6 institutions, Ghanaians will be very disappointed in him because it is Ghana versus these people. You promise the people this is what you're going to do. He should stay focused and do. Fortunately, you've been given petition. You're going by the petition. President Enyam for Memra. His actions, everything there is in line. Senka adia oye, and our circumvent procedures are constitutional lady at her, and now all ye near my basa na uyo position now raise concern and come here I will support you 100%. But as it stands now, they are motivated because they know what they've done. They know where the woman is coming from, and they know the kind of biases. And I zoom it back. They share the nonsense that has happened within our judiciary. We will be happy. Rulings in us for our course. How offers or panel? There are people on the Supreme Court. A panel. You better 20 cry away for them because Omunim said you are affiliated to this political party. There are people on the bench who have genuine concerns, and they even want this woman out. So you see, we need to build institutions that a bit gender trust. Confidence na man for nya hotoso say oh judiciary me the masem ko ha you offer me way na at some point in time
judiciary yetimi tina bonten kwa predictive ruling
na chief justice ade abeche pepe chief justice you took quan say all the data say the bottom afenyo mark ni issue ya wo kan ye kanokre MPP ni ya oye failed parliamentary candidate such a landmark issue speaker versus your friend say way na wakotam na ba betena way so omo Kenyan sasema wunti say or qualify. Who is talking about qualification? Yes. So I think that the posture, the tone, and then near my near my sabi and gender that trust. I mean, she need to have a sense of shame and resign at this point and go, so that you avoid all these things. Because this process, trust me, it will go through. No matter what happened, this process will go through. And evidence and I will petition, a valid, a absolute. She will go home. What the MPP is doing cannot save her. Yeah. I think we need to remain resolute, focused, and deliver Sabaya Ghana for what is happening. Yeah, with this Galamsey issue, I think one thing, yes, a very serious in our approach. You see, over the years, and the soldier for from Rolling Style up to now, we haven't been successful. Yeah. So I think, in as much as I want us to take stringent measures, I am very front, I be dealing with these things. Individuals now they don't own sight, they don't own anything. These are people because of poverty, for the daily bread. So we are government, now your focus is on these people, you make a mistake. Yeah. There are campaigns, they don't go into the site, they don't go.